Hello YouTube, welcome to this video. So today I'm going to be doing a quick video on should you separate, or rather maybe even when to separate if you're trying to grow what we call today freeform dreadlocks. I know that's a big decision for people because again, you start to grow your hair like this, and a lot of times you're looking at people on social media, you see pictures of people, wherever you see people at outside of yourself, and sometimes a lot of people you're like, yo, that's dope, you like the idea of having these types of dreadlocks. But then those who do take the plunge to actually go through with it and actually, well, however long they stick with it, you know, to start the process of it, and you just start leaving your hair alone and not combing it, not brushing it, not twisting it, doing nothing to it, and you say, yeah, you're a few months in, year in or so, and your hair is really clumped together, like, I mean, extremely matted. And I think sometimes people get into that zone where having their hair like that, it's not really in their personality. But they said, I'm committed to this freeform thing because I see all of these folks on the internet talking about it. I didn't seen Bob Marley, I didn't seen whoever, and I am inspired to keep going because I want to see how my hair turns out. However, it becomes a struggle for you. You start to second guess about, should you even be growing your hair like this? What's your purpose? Why? And your hair starts to mat together, and it's like, man, I don't know. I do want freeform locks, but I don't want my hair matted together. I don't want two big dreadlocks, or one, or four, or my hair is just only matted at the back, or there's hair protruding from the side and it's just matted. So you don't really want that. And so you come to a decision. Should I stop? Should I separate it? Should I just cut it off? So let me help you out a little bit. Always stay true to yourself, for one. Again, don't get too caught up in the label of freeform dreadlocks. It just might not be for you. You may just like thick locks, right? So you can separate them and have what they call semi-freeform, but just regular thick dreadlocks. You don't want to put all the labels on them or whatever. You just have regular thick dreadlocks. So sometimes people do they want the dreadlocks, but they just want thick dreadlocks. They don't necessarily want that. So I would say stay true to yourself. How do you envision yourself? I always tell you guys, before you start, you got to have a vision. And when I say a vision, I don't mean a vision as in you think your locks are going to turn out a certain way. You think that they're going to look a certain way, right? I don't mean a vision like that. I mean a vision as far as, okay, how am I going to deal with my dreadlocks if they come out a certain way? Am I ready for them to come out a certain way? Am I willing to deal with, and so on and so forth, right? So that, be true to yourself, have a vision. And this is very important, if you growing your hair like this, and if that gets in the way of cleanliness in any way, if your hair becomes so matted to the point where you cannot properly cleanse the inside of your hair, then separate your hair. For example, what I mean is, you guys see this? If I could not properly rinse and wash my hair, this was so thick to where it prevented me from keeping the lock clean, then I would separate it. I would pull it apart, separate it. I'm not to that point. You see, my hair is matted. This has become one lock. So if it protrudes, if it gets in the way of you keeping your hair clean, then don't be so hung up on I'm freeforming, I can't do nothing to my hair. A lot of people do. That's why I made not the last video, but the video before that, I think it was, where I said that you shouldn't wash your Freeform Locs, but I wasn't telling you, you know what I'm saying, like to not wash your Freeform Locs. But a lot of people do feel like if I wash my hair, then I'm freeforming. Or you got the other side of the coin of people saying that, well, none of us are freeforming because you gotta wash your hair. You know what I'm saying? Again, that's silly. But if any way you cannot get to your hair to clean it, then yeah, separate your hair, man. Like don't let that huge chunk of hair grow just for the sake of saying I have Freeform Locs and I'm not touching my hair. Wash your hair, man. Your hair forms, especially if you're in the early stages. I'm not saying wash your hair every day or you gotta wet your hair every day. You don't have to do that. That's not a prerequisite to having these types of lives. You don't have to wet your hair every day. But listen, water and washing helps. It helps your hair form, right? You wash it and you leave it alone. That's it. So now that's not always to be taken so literal. Sometimes people they got the leave it alone part down, but they are like, I don't want to wash it, I don't want to touch it because it's going to mess something up. It's not going to mess anything up. Your hair is going to form how your hair is going to form, plain and simple. So but that's it. Like if you're on the fence about my hair is growing and I don't want them to not call me a true freeformer, and so I don't want to separate my hair, bro. If your hair in any way cannot be washed, if you can't get to it, separate it, man. Separate that part of your hair, and because you don't want a bunch of stuff stuck all in your hair. Listen, lint. I have lint in my hair. Lint is inevitable. I always tell you guys that lint is inevitable. So you're gonna always have lint in your hair. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. When you got dreadlocks, it's just what it is. Now you want to minimize it, yes. But it's just a part of the game, really. But all of the other stuff, like you don't want, all of that other stuff. That's why I say you want to rinse your hair thoroughly when you do wash it. Have good water pressure, and you want to don't try to put yourself on like a time schedule, or I can only wash my hair once a month, or bruh, whenever you feel like your hair is needs to be washed, wash it. If you just want to randomly put water in your hair one day, do it. Nothing is going to change the trajectory of how your hair is going to form, especially by washing it. So if you're on the fence about it, hopefully you come across this video and it helps. Don't be so stuck on trying to do something that you neglect something else, right? Meaning, don't worry about being a true freeformer if that impedes the cleanliness of your hair, because the cleanliness and the health of your hair is more important than the label of it. So that's my video. Hope this helps somebody. If you have any other questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them in the comment section. And as usual and always, I thank you for watching this video.